Good evening and welcome to our Meet the Experts. I'm Amanda. I'm going to introduce myself a little bit more in a moment, but tonight we're going to be talking about bath time tips. And just going to scroll through our slideshow so you know what we're talking about. You're going to meet each team member that's here this evening, talking a little bit about bath time. And then at the end, we'll have breakout rooms. So if you're staying, please let us know in the chat and we'll explain how the breakout rooms work at the end. So I'm going first. I am Amanda Kennedy. I am a postpartum doula with Helping Hands. My bath time tip, I'm going to start with the conversation around location. And when I'm talking with people about bathing, I like to kind of put it in a real estate perspective of location, location, location. It makes a big difference. So some of the recommendations I typically make and from our team is first off, somewhere that you can bathe the baby, especially in the initial days when they're really tiny and wiggly, in an upright position. So somewhere you can stand fully upright. So at a kitchen counter, a bathroom counter that's quite long, maybe even on your dining room table, but somewhere where your body will be comfortable and not in an awkward position, making it more challenging to manage a little wriggly baby who can't hold their own selves up, and you're also in a recovery stage if you're the birthing parent doing the bathing, and just making it more comfortable so you're more confident, making things accessible so that they're laid out for you. And I know another doula is going to talk about all the things that you need, but having them all prepared and easily accessible. So they're kind of almost in a row. So you have your bathing area next to the towels, next to the next things that you need and all the pieces, so that you can easily access it, easy access to fresh water. Running water is great in the sense of it creates a really nice white noise sound that babies really relax to, but also is nice, clean, fresh water that you can use during the bathing process. Also, in terms of the location, somewhere that is warm, a space that is comfortable, and keeping the temperature nice and warm for the baby because they get cold really quickly, and that's where a lot of the tears tend to come from. So that's my tip, is picking a good location where you can stand nice and comfortably and upright and move around easily. I'm going to pass it on to the next doula, Carla.
Hi, I'm Carla. I'm a postpartum doula with Helping Hands, and I'm going to talk a little bit about not actually bathing your baby, but what I call a top and tail. Some people call a sponge bath. And really, so first of all, when baby first comes home, when their cord is still attached, you can't put baby right into a bath anyway. And then, as Amanda just sort of briefly alluded to, babies sometimes don't really like that bath process. So especially again when they're itty bitty, even after their cord stump has maybe fallen off, they're still not all that thrilled, no matter all of the tips and tricks that you pull out with this idea of being submerged in a bath full of water. So really that would be to just wash the important bits. And honestly, really it's only around their face and their neck and around their diaper area that gets much in the way of dirty anyway. So spit up, that sort of stuff. And then obviously when in their diaper area, in between their little fingers and toes will sometimes accumulate a massive amount of fuzz and fluff somehow. But again, like to go back to Amanda, she said location, location, location. So diaper changing table, whatever platform you're using for that, I find is the best place to do a sponge bath. Again, as somebody else is going to talk about, having all the equipment and things that you need, but having everything gathered in one place before you even begin to do anything, so that you're not having to, pick up a naked baby and try and manage a wriggly baby and getting the supplies that you may have forgotten. And really keeping baby wrapped up and as warm and snuggly as possible, and just unwrapping the bit that you're washing in that moment, drying it off with a separate towel, and then wrapping that bit back up again and pulling the next little bit out. And that's, that's really the most important thing for a sponge bath, is that it helps you to keep baby nice and snuggly and warm, which will hopefully allay some of those tears that Amanda referenced, and yet you're still getting them clean. And so you feel a little bit better, that they don't smell like sour milk, and you feel like you're doing a good parenting job. Baby doesn't care, but we do. That's about it for a sponge bath, top and tail. We can all help you with that. If you need help in those first few days when you come home, and it's probably one of the biggest things that people do ask us to help with. So I will pass it along to the next person on the list, Mandy.
Hi, I'm Mandy. I'm a postpartum doula at Helping Hands, and I am talking about bathing equipment. Amanda and Carla already mentioned a few things. So when it comes to equipment, we want to make sure that we have everything already in place. Bathing by itself is already so new and exciting, and you don't know what to expect. So we want to avoid any additional stress, and we can do that by preparing everything, laying everything out. You already have all the informations about finding the perfect location. So as soon as you have your location, make sure you have everything laid out before you take the baby. So maybe there's some, like a support person is holding the baby, or the baby is still sleeping in a safe place, and that's when you start to prepare everything. And as soon as you have everything ready, you can slowly wake the baby up, maybe give the baby, if you like have to do anything diaper changing, you can do that when everything is ready for the bath. Okay, so we don't want the baby, like we don't want to start bathing the baby and then baby's in the water and then we realize something is missing. So it's really important that we don't take the wet baby out of the bathing tub and run around to grab some additional supplies. So what do you need? What equipment do we need to bathe the baby? You can bathe the baby in the sink, for example, or you can use a bathing tub, and then you can use like face cloths to wash the baby. We would recommend using one for the body and then one for baby's face. And then you need soap, baby soap. There we would recommend to use a pump, because you can use the pump one-handed and it makes everything easier. Then you can use a cup to, like a small plastic cup, for example, to pour water on the baby. That's also a great entertainment if baby's a little bit older, to just play a little bit around with the water. Then you need towels, dry towels, and there's a little hack from us. You can use 2 towels. You would put like 2 towels on top of each other, and then after bathing the baby, you can put the baby on the towel on top and dry the baby, and then you can remove the wet towel, and then you have a dry baby on a dry towel, and you can give the baby a massage, for example. You have enough, you can take your time putting lotion on the baby, and that's when we come to the next point. You can use equipment you need after bathing the baby, if you want to, is lotion or oil to give the baby a little massage, and then maybe you need a hairbrush or a comb if baby has a lot of hair, and then of course you need a dry diaper. It's good to have everything ready, and also wipes, and a clean outfit. And that's it for the equipment for baby's first bath. And I pass it on to the next doula, which is Sharon, I think.
Hi, everybody. So the girls have kind of touched on what my topic was going to be, and that is keeping the baby warm. And I find most of the time when I go to families and they say the baby hates their bath, and I try and bath the baby, and the baby is not having any problems at all because they're warm enough. So here's some of my tips to keep the baby warm. First of all, I love the hair dryer The girls will laugh because they know I am the queen of promoting the hair dryer. So have your hair dryer in the area where you're going to be bathing the baby. Turn it on so that it warms up the area where you are with the baby. The white noise from the hair dryer is also very calming for the baby. So then after the bath, you can also just give them a little blow dry with the warm hair dryer just to keep them nice and warm. So the hair dryer is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is I always say to make the bath water warm enough. For some reason these days, people are making tempant bath water. And I wouldn't want to bath in it, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to bath in it. So why would the baby want to bath in it? So make it comfortable. And just remember that the water is going to cool off. So I always have, like Mandy suggested, a couple of cups of warmer water that I can add to the tub keep the baby warm. I make a little fake face cloth. I make them a bathing suit. So one of those little baby face cloths I lay on their chest, and I pour the water on that, and that keeps them warm as well. So as long as they are warm, they generally really like the bath because they've been floating around for 9 months in a nice warm area. And as long as they feel warm, they are going to enjoy their bath as well. So keep the water warm. Don't let it get cold. Don't undo the baby. Do not take the baby's clothes off until everything is ready. The water's poured. Like Mandy said, all your equipment is already assembled. And the last thing you do is take the baby's clothes off, because if they start out cold, they are going to be really cranky about the bath. So make sure that's another way to keep them nice and warm. Don't undress them till the last minute when everything else is ready. Another tip I like to use is a heating pad. If you use a heating pad and you do have counter space, put the heating pad underneath the towels. So as the other ladies have suggested, using 2 towels. So put the heating pad on the counter, put your 2 towels on top of the heating pad, and you can even layer the baby's clothes in between those 2 towels. So as long as they stay dry, you are now going to have a nice warm surface. When the baby comes out, all you do is slip that heating pad out, put it to the side away from where you're working, but the towels are already warm, the clothes are already warm, and the baby now has a really nice warm area that they can get dried off. Their clothes are nice and warm and toasty, and most of them, when they are warm, just love the bath. So those are my suggestions, always keeping the baby warm with all those little tips and tricks. Keep adding some warm water to the tub because it cools off so quickly. And at the beginning, you're going to want to make it a fast bath. We're not going to be doing a nice loungy half-hour bath for a newborn. It's in and out because you want them to end the bath in a happy way and be nice and warm and want to have a bath again. So don't wait till they're squirming and screaming to take them out. Just get to the point, do what you got to do, and then they're going to enjoy it for the next time they come. So those are my suggestions, and I look forward to speaking to everybody in the breakout rooms.